Hey everyone, it's me again. I again just got out of the hospital a few days ago, and I'm just trying to get back into doing all this and whatnot. So bear with me. I still have a whole list of stuff I wrote down in there that I'm going to talk about, and I haven't even hit that. There's still some stuff that needs to be talked about right now for me. Um, Hope everyone's doing okay. I know this is a rough time for a lot of people, but there's a lot of good things happening. Wow, that's a long piece of hair. um, but there's just a lot of stuff to talk about. First and foremost, I don't have this written down because I have stuff written down I want to talk about, but I'm on new medication. One of them is called gabapentin. It's 100 milligrams. I have to take this 3 times a day. And the other one, this one's mainly for anxiety. Every 6 hours is needed, and I've been needing it, so that's what I'm trying to do with this. And then I did get something else, but you can get this. It's off the counter. They just sent me stuff. 5 milligrams of melatonin. This helps with sleep. I've actually been sleeping really good, but this is there if I need it. And it's only 5 milligrams, and it knocks me on my ass. So I usually don't have to take it. And I haven't been taking it since I've been out, so I've been fine. But if I need it, it's here. This isn't for psych or anything. This has nothing to do with my mood. This one's just for sleep. The other two are for my mood. I'm still trying to get reevaluated. Again, I'll talk more about that in other videos. There's just updates on what's going on right now that I want to talk about. So when I got out 2 days ago, and since then, I've been putting so much stress on myself, too much, and I've been expecting too much from me, and that's my problem. I expect way too much for myself. I put too much on myself at one time, and not even just at one time. I have really, really, really high expectations for myself. For example, I think right now, but I also don't think anymore. I should say I used to. I used to think by right now, I'm 25, I should have a house. In fact, I should have had a house for about a year or 2 years now. I should have a brand new car, maybe ready to release or get a new car. The job I have, I should have had for a while. I should have at least 2 to 3 years, maybe 4 years of schooling down, college, whatever that may be. And I shouldn't be worried about certain things. But everyone moves at their own pace, and that's okay. And these expectations I'm putting on myself, I told other people, and now they expect them from me too. Well, I'm sorry that I don't have a house. I don't have a good car. I don't have a good job. I'm sorry. But at the same time, I'm not sorry. I move at my own pace. There's nothing wrong with that. So, next week, I'm trying to get a job. And even though the doctor said I shouldn't be working and going to school for months, I kind of need to just get over it and deal with it. Because if I don't, I'm not going to get anywhere. I'm not going to get out of this never-ending circle, and I want to. So next week, I'm getting a job. I don't know if I'll actually start next week, but I'm going to try at least getting a date that I can start. And then a couple days ago, I called about a job coach. So I'm hoping they'll get back to me next week, because that will really help. And then I'm thinking, while I get a part-time job, once I get that, I'm also going to, I got a packet for information to become a CPS. And for those of you that don't know, and I've said it before, a CPS is a certified peer specialist. It's just someone on the spectrum that is basically a case manager for people, and that's what I want to do for a little while. And I think it's a couple weeks of training, and I got the information for that, and I'm not sure when they're holding it or whatever, but I'm trying to do that as soon as possible, because that could be really helpful. So those two things I'm going to do almost right away. And then I was supposed to go to school the 8th, but obviously I hospitalized myself, so that's not going to work this month. I'm trying to shoot for like maybe 2 months, maybe further, to go to school. But we'll see what happens with that. And again, these videos that I make, if anyone watches them, they're for me and only me. Not only me, I should say. They're mainly for me and to look back on. I do look back on them from time to time to see how far I've come, and it makes me more resilient and more strong, and I'll look back on them. Again, these are video diaries for myself, and I'll be like, I was in a really bad place, but now look at me. And, for those people that said that these videos are bad, that's your opinion, and you're entitled to that, but these videos help me, and these help me, and they make me vent and get out things in a certain way, and it just makes me better. I don't know else how to explain that really, or put it into other words. And the therapist that I have, he's my therapist, and I'm allowed to talk to him. And if you don't like that, that's your problem. Just because you have a poor relationship with my therapist doesn't mean he's a bad therapist, or he's toxic, or whatever you want to say. He's a good therapist. I like him. He's my friend, or whatever you want to call it. And you should have a good relationship with your therapist. Because if you don't, you're not going to get anywhere. Like, I've been told recently that you shouldn't have a good... you should have a good relationship with them, but you shouldn't like them. That doesn't make any sense. If you don't like your therapist, you're not going to get anywhere, So, and he's been really good to me. And I didn't always think that. I used to think a lot of bad things about him, but he's a good guy. He's an amazing person, too. But anyway, I got out of the hospital, a few days ago, like I said, and I also made 2 friends there, and I'm trying to wait to hang out with them. I'm super excited about that. I don't know when it's going to be, probably a little more in the future. One of them just got out yesterday, and the other one's probably still in there. But I'm super excited to hang out with both of them because they both seem to understand stuff and understand my mental health and their own mental health and understand that it's okay to feel certain ways and you'll get better eventually, and you need, everyone will move at their own pace and become stronger in who they will become. And I also feel like that the people in the mental hospital understood me more than the people in the real world. I know that sounds silly and stupid, but it's true. I actually just wish I could stay in there because it's easier. There's nothing really to it, and people understand me. And when I try to explain my mental health in the real world, people just treat me nasty. I get criticized, and I don't know. And part of that's me because I don't explain it well enough, and that's another part where I'm not very good at advocating for myself, for my mental health, and explaining what my disabilities are and how they affect me. I'm still learning how to do that because it's very difficult for me to explain them without sounding like I'm insane. I mean, I'm insane, but without sounding like it's a bad thing. But yeah, so I just trying to look forward to the future pretty much. So yeah, but that's what I wanted to talk about today for myself. And there's more to talk about, but excuse me. We'll get there when we get there. And I feel like everything's gonna work out. So again, thank you, and I hope everyone's doing well, and I'll talk to you guys later.